just some personal preaching on what you should do. You should do what gets you excited. Do what makes you alive. That is what God has called you to do. Do what makes you excited. Do what makes you come alive. There's too many people that are doing something because someone told them to do it, or because they think they have to do this. Do right now. Right now. What makes you excited and what makes you come alive? For me, it's truth speaking and truth seeking and the analysis of God's words in all of world history mathematically. That's honestly what gets me stoked. I think it's fascinating, it's a treasure hunt, it's exciting, you get to travel, you get to fly through every mental, intellectual capacity and realm there is in this universe, seeing all the numbers point to Him with beauty and symmetry and perfection of design, and it's completely satisfying because God and perfection is satisfying. That's why I love it. And I love producing videos. I don't like sitting down and typing at a computer, like to write a book. That doesn't pizzazz me. That doesn't get me excited. So even though this, people like, oh, this isn't going to make any money. It's like, exactly. I'm sick of people trying to profiteer off some revelation. It's like, freely ye have received, freely give, and it should be as exciting and life-giving as possible. You need to be alive in the moment. And you need to be maximally alive in the moment. When someone is sitting there typing out a book, that is not maximally alive. Maximally alive is speaking the words with everything that you feel like speaking them. Total expression, total voice. That is maximal communication, the human voice. And we need to get back to that in, my goodness, in all of our communication. Less texting, less silent communication, more in-person vocal. But you've got to do what makes you excited, what genuinely stokes your fire, and what gets your juices flowing. I also love physical fitness very passionately. I am so stoked about physical fitness and people being incredibly active and going to the gym. It's like you go to the gym as much as you want and you work out hard and you move as much as you can and as much as you want, and be alive, be active, get your voice practice, study the truth passionately, find these gems, but above all, just be excited. Be excited in life. I cannot be around a dead person or group of people. It's impossible. Who can stomach being in the presence of a dead leader or a dead speaker? Who can stomach it for even a second? You've got to flee from death and you've got to choose life. Jesus is life. The closer you get to Jesus, the more pizzazz you get in your soul. You're just like this, excited, bursting ball of adrenaline that cannot sit still and cannot be quiet. Seriously, folks, if I was to try sitting down and carefully writing a book about all these things, it would not be a true testimony of how excited I am about all this. When I find gems, mathematical, beautiful words and gems and phrases in the places I go, on the internet, wherever, in the Bible, of course, was the beginning point for me in all of this, I'm just I gotta scream it out somehow. I gotta vocalize it on a video to communicate how cool this is and how exciting this is. Today we solved tomato ketchup. Today we solved all the world's tomato ketchup. You've got to stop. This is the beauty of worshiping God. The beauty of worshiping God and living for God's glory is that He enables you to just see how vast His realm is and how expansive His glory is. Just think about how many ketchup bottles there are in this universe. I don't manufacture ketchup bottles, but now that I've done the math on tomato ketchup, remember tomato equals 84 equals ketchup equals 84, both dividing by 3. Breathtaking! And we got that breathtaking moment when we discovered that for the first time today. We did the math on it. We didn't know what it was going to be. Tomato equals 84 equals ketchup equals 84. And I shouted. You literally, whenever you see the glory of God, whenever God reveals something to you, it feeds your soul. Your spiritual roots go deeper. Your spiritual soul jumps higher. And you get this total burst of energy in the Holy Ghost. And you're just like, I gotta sing my head off. I need to like shout this to the world. And so, like, all the world's tomato ketchup has been solved. And now you appreciate this stuff. Now you appreciate this stuff way more than you did before. Two 84s, put them together, that makes the famous 168. That's a sevenfold set of 24s, a sevenfold set of triple eights. It's king. It's literally king. Tomato ketchup. Now you appreciate this stuff wherever you go. And you can preach on this mathematically everywhere you pull out a hamburger. I mean, there are several million gallons of this stuff getting consumed by human beings as I speak. It's hilarious. Above all, this whole universe is hilarious beyond reason. And God's pleasure is unfathomable. But it's so exciting to discover these gems for the first time. And I testify that today was the first day in world history that we discovered that tomato equals ketchup equals 84. So, and what I see, folks, and what I've experienced is that appreciation of the details is what maximizes your joy in this universe. Your appreciation of the details of the glory of God in every single item there is in this universe. To the point where you just feel like you're going to explode, and that is where we worship God. And that's what we should feel. We should feel so overwhelmed. That's what the angels feel day and night. The angels are so overwhelmed by how awesome and great God is that they don't do anything except worship Him. And boy, they get paid handsomely. They get paid handsomely for worshiping God. They get all their needs provided for. God's not complaining. God's not unhappy. He's like, yep, you just worship me day and night, and I am happy as can be. If we did that far more, how happier would everyone be? How happy would we all be? God would reveal all sorts of wealth and efficiencies to us that we don't even realize we're missing right now. So, there you go. So, I'm excited. And let's continue to do that. Choose that. Choose that right now in your own life, which makes you excited. Walk away from the dead stuff. Walk away from dead junk and choose right now what makes you excited, and don't apologize for it. Be excited.